Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are just about ready to start the stream. Hope that you're all locking in your seats for your viewing pleasure today. We've got a couple of talking points, so I hope you will sit back, relax, and hear what we've been up to very, very soon. It's like one more minute. I am almost done wrapping things up. Well, with that sound, you know that I've been poking around some things. Hopefully, we just fixed the audio issue. That's my guess. It just skipped right over to our screen. Welcome to the official Rockfish Games stream of EVERSPACE 2. Hopefully, it's all fixed. Good. I pushed the right buttons. Things have been achieved. So no more audio popping. Nobody likes audio popping, ever. So you might notice that the sound is a little bit wonky. That's because I was doing some playtesting with the music off, and that needs to be turned back on because it's awesome. So here we go. Oh, much better, much more satisfying. And while we're in these menu options, with how fidgety this is, don't you worry about that. All right, don't you worry about this whatsoever. It's in the right range. Perfect. Nailed it. First try. You all saw it here, folks. My name is Eric Schrader. I'm the community ambassador for Rockfish Games, and I'll be walking you through some more developments that we've made over the course of last week into this one. So you'll see that closed alpha version all the way over in the upper left corner says version 0.2.11081. I'm sure somebody's taken notes with every version that we are showing you. So there you go. So let's talk about some of the little menu options that have been tweaked and adjusted here and there. I think some of them were made here, in fact, some of these display options. The standard alpha may already have the motion blur, chromatic aberration, and both of those, but the damage numbers and the hide HUD elements in first person are a new addition that we are including because of popular request and also because of what we did in EVERSPACE 1, specifically the hiding the HUDs in first person. Now, I can't show you the first person view just yet because it's currently being worked on. Oh my goodness, that's exciting. So that'll have to be something somewhat soonish, a little bit later down the line though. But for right now, it's a no zone. We can't go there. It'll be fine. It'll be great. I'm actually going to turn the damage numbers off just to show you guys in comparison what that's going to look like. Otherwise, I think we also made another one. Yes. So here's a toggle boost option. This was also kind of a popular request and something that we strongly considered with EVERSPACE 2. So here it is. Basically what this means is instead of being able to have to hold down your boosting, you can now just push the button and let go and you'll just keep boosting. And then if you want to stop it, you push it again. It turns the boost into a toggle. It's straight up what it says. I don't know what you want from me here, but that's that's what it's going to do for your interaction. It's going to be nice and clean and simple. This is mostly going to be effective for controller users. For any of you guys who do play on controller, you'll know that when you boost, you have to push in the right analog stick. Now you just tap it in and you're boosting, and then you tap it in when you stop to boost. So no more complaints about my thumb hurts. I can't do this. Get wrecked. That's right. I'm calling you out. No, but with all sincerity, we know that we needed to find some new options for you guys utilizing controllers. And this is one of several that we're looking to add over the course of development. So we hope that this helps you out. If you have more suggestions, more feedback pertaining to using on controllers or even on the keyboard, continue supplying that feedback and we will make it as accessible as possible for you guys. That is the end goal game anyway. I think that's really it. I can't remember if the first and third person views were there for you guys yet, but if they're not, then here they are. So you can adjust your first and third person viewpoints just for like the field of view spread. It isn't a menu option. It's not something you can do on the fly. I know that there are some really great editors out there who would love to capture video and be able to change the field of view on the fly. So that is still a discussion point. It's obviously not like at the top of our priority list, but definitely something that we are looking into, something that we are considering as a possibility. Okay, so that's all the stuff in this menu to show you at this point. At least I think so. Was there something else? No, I think that was it. We did smooth out the sensitivity a bit more as well. So I know that was adjusted. Let me check my notes. Yes. Just to make sure I didn't miss anything for you guys. Yes, yes, very good. All right. It says, get the heck into the game and show them some gameplay. All right, let's do that. Continue. This should be where we left off. We should be at the planet side location. Yes, all right. Very good. What's this? The UI looks a little bit different, and it should. So we are implementing those UI adjustments that we showed you last week into our current dev build, which means that this will be filtered into the alpha at some point. There's still a lot of things that could go wrong during the course of the stream. I want to put a lot of emphasis on this here. These are not builds that we can just like push out to the live build that's on Steam in the alpha, because it could basically break everything. These are dev builds that we use internally for that very reason, okay? It's likely, it's plausible that we will come across an issue during the course of the stream, because this is all work in progress. That's just part of the deal. That's what we have to dig through in order to show you the latest work that we've been doing. So I hope that you will bear with me if we do run into any of those snags or catches, and work through it as we show you more of what we are doing through this. All right. Cool. I see Eric struggled with audio. Is everything okay? Okay. Just to make sure. So, let's go into some of these elements that have been adjusted for you. Oh, dang it. I don't have an item yet. There's going to be a little bit more to talk about. You can already see some more cleanliness when it comes to this screen. This hasn't been fully implemented yet. We did show the UI here where you're going to have hover over abilities on this, and also when you're playing on controller, you can select them. Actually, let me show you just like menu navigation with controller really briefly. So it's making it nice and clean. Inputs are pretty standard, where you can get everywhere you need to go. Shows the information right in the middle for you. Now, eventually you'll be able to move to the right screen and hover over those on your controller as well. And then obviously you can tick your left and right bumpers to go where you want to look and where you want to go. Just nice and easy menu navigation, nothing complicated. And keeps all the information in the middle so that it's not like moving around while you're on a console. But of course, if you're on PC, which I will be playing on, then your mouse is just a direct contact point. Whatever you're pointing at, it's going to give you that information. Okay. So yeah, lots of words up here now. We wanted to make sure that you could very easily and very quickly see exactly what you are going to, instead of having the icons, at least for now. You know, it's very possible that we could go back on this. We're like, oh, well, you know, we really like those little icons instead, and we could just straight up keep this. We want to know your feedback on this as well. If you like the text, if it's just like straight to what you need it to go to, or if you liked the little icons, however you prefer. I want to hear your feedback. Drop it in on the forums, the Steam forums for EVERSPACE 2 specifically. Otherwise, we are going to check out some new ships. What we have available here. There's 4 interceptors. They're probably going to look similar. Yep, they're all somewhat similar looking for now. But I kind of like the style of this one. This one kind of looks neat. So I think I'm going to buy this one anyway. So let's go ahead and do that. Boom. The alpha now is far different than demo on... The alpha is far different than the demo. Will you release a new demo? No, we have no intention of releasing a new demo. In fact, that demo, it wasn't ever really meant to be like a demo. It was always a prototype, but we did see an opportunity during the course of the summer sale, and a lot of people were wanting to know how the game played, just getting a little sliver of what's to come with EVERSPACE 2. So we did make the prototype available, and we're calling it a demo now. Terminology, man. So that is never going to change. That's just a slice of what development looked like a year ago. Believe it or not, holy cow, it's been so long. And yes, the alpha has made a lot of vast improvements from that state. This is exclusive. It is a closed alpha to the Kickstarter supporters who backed us at the respective tiers. It will moving into a beta phase a little bit later this year, and then early access will be open. So the doors are going to open up really wide for everybody to dive into at the end of this year to not only experience what we've been working on since the alpha, but also see all the new content from this point right now all the way up to the end of this year. So if you can wait until early access, you're going to get so much more than you could possibly imagine, because there's so much stuff coming. All right. Lots of questions coming out. I want to make sure that you're all getting answered. I also did want to answer one question that we got from the Discord. I saw it, wasn't able to answer it in time prepping up the stream. So let's talk about that as we grab some jobs. And basically, the question is from Percival. They ask, will EVERSPACE 2 have primary weapons with new ballistic and firing characteristics? I think that is in the realm of possibility. As of right now, I don't believe we have any primary weapons that have ballistic styled weaponry. But it's very possible that we'll have new firing characteristics as time goes on, if not from the weapon itself, but from the attributes that the weapon has. So we'll talk more on that when we do have updates to the weaponry, and we're able to show you instead of just like speak towards, yeah, we're working on it. It's because it's far better when you get to see, right? Very good. So let's see, we bought that ship. We're gonna get some jobs here. Diluted Osnol, I don't think we have enough. Some of these are blank. It's because we're still working on it. But you can see there's been a little bit of cleanup here from the last time you were able to see the screen. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna just grab, let's see, medicine. I don't think we have medicine either. We're gonna take some of these that are completely blank and see if it gives us a location. That's what we're gonna do. But you can see now we have an indicator that shows, hey, we just took that mission. And you also see a little check mark over here instead of it just completely vanishing, as well as having that audible sound effect that says, hey, you've selected a thing, right? So we know that we've acquired them. There's a check marks next to it. And now if we go over to our missions, we can see them directly. We can also see right here, this particular mission is being tracked by us. We could change that. We could cycle the track easily like that. You can see the indicator over here as well as right there. So we're gonna go ahead and change to this repel attackers, and we're gonna abandon this acquisitions of good. And let's see. This tracking feature, we are also improving the perks in that sense as well. Hopefully we'll get some items and show you exactly how that's going to impact the clarity of building up your perks as you're progressing through the game. Neat. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and launch. Now we're out in space. I do like our new ship. I am very pleased by this. Very pleased by this indeed. I think that looks nice and clean. Also, I have the toggle for boost, and I don't actually want to use the toggle. Let me change this really quick. All right, perfect. All right, we are right where we left off with the same weapons that we had. We are over at this location. We're gonna just explore over here very briefly, because I think we haven't picked up the goods on this far side of this scrap field. Yes, here we go. There's some containers over here and some enemies too. Where's the armor drone? I don't see an armor drone. Oh, there you are. All right, so shotgun is very effective. Of course it is. Also, throwing your enemies into the ground can also prove to be really effective. Nice. Level 9. Get wrecked. Beautiful. And now we'll collect these containers that we were really looking for. We completed a challenge as well. Look at all these things we're accomplishing. And we can shoot these open, or we can be civilized and open them when we get close. You can see that there's this little green indicator on these credits. What does that mean? Why is it there? Why do I care? Well, I'll tell you why. It is indicating that on your perks, there are specific needs to be had. Now, we are tracking both the repairs and the tractor beam perks right now, so that we know if we get something that we can invest into it. So this tractor beam, for example, requires these Vardum crystal shards, and I want to know the second I find those to invest them into the tractor beam. It also has this anti-grav module. That's the big one, because I'm not going to remember that, right? As I'm playing, I'm picking up all the sweet loot that I can possibly grab, so it's not on the top of my mind. But by tracking the tractor beam perk system, I now know immediately I see an anti-grav module to pick it up, and it's like, hey, this is what you need for your perk. Boom, done and done. Isn't that nice? Isn't that convenient? We think so, which is why we added it. All right. So this one, we're going to invest these credits just like so. All the credits are completed for all these things, and you'll see that we are tracking all 3 of them now. You can also untrack them very easily, just a push of a button. So if you're like, I really don't care about that tractor beam, it can, whatever. I just want to focus on dismantling. You can drive it home hard and just laser focus in, or you can just be like me and want to see what I got to use on everything, really. So that's what we're gonna go ahead and do. We're just gonna let it all hang out like that, so that the second we get something in our cargo, you'll see that indicator also right in here. We figured that this is a really simple improvement to help you understand what you're going for, because it's all optional. You do not have to track any of this stuff at all. But if you want to, there you go. Boom! All right. Let's go ahead and collect these other containers. More credits, yay! And now it's time to fly. Now please keep in mind, this is a dev build, and it's possible that it could crash. Boom! So, the reason why that actually happened is because I took those jobs that don't have specific locations. It's just a factor of what can happen. We're gonna go ahead and correct that right now. No worries, it'll boot up in just a second. Here we go. Oh, it even came back to the ship. Okay, perfect. So we'll go ahead and swap ships again, because I really do like this ship. I want to change ships. And instead of taking those jobs that are just going to crash us, obviously we're not going to take them. So we'll look some other jobs and see what's available. We also want to drop the current job that we're doing, because we do not have enough synthetic meat. I remember that from the last time we streamed. We might have diluted Osnol, so we'll go ahead and we'll accept this one. Please. Let's see. We'll accept this one. This one's also diluted Osnol. We might not have enough, but we'll go ahead and accept it. I really want to repel attackers, but they have to have a location, otherwise we're going to have some problems. So we'll go ahead and just select those for the moment. And we will focus in on delivering this Osnol, I believe. All right. Quick look at our inventory. I think we're good. Oh, one last check since we did adjust this before. Let's go ahead and track all of our quests, or our perks rather. And we also have energy orbs where we need credits. Oh, let's go ahead and invest those. Beautiful. So now we're looking for power cells, anti-grav modules. We're looking for all the things. Perfect. So let's try and not crash this time. Here we go. Hey, Looter97. All right, so we need to head to the ulcer. This is a location that you guys have seen before on the stream. Let's show this off very briefly. We do have a couple more locations that we haven't quite been to just yet. We got this undiscovered site over here in GMB territory, as well as this one that's somewhat closer to the star. I think our plan is to go through both of these today, kind of staying in this area for the most part. If we have time, we might go explore this unknown region to see if there's anything out there, and then we'll head over here. Spectral Bagger has a question. Also want to give a little shout out to Spectral Badger, who has been active on the forums, dropping a lot of thoughts and suggestions. And I do encourage all of you guys to head over to the Steam forums and mention what your thoughts are on the current state of the game and things that you would desire to see or adjustments to be made. Now, granted, this is a long ways out of development, so there are going to be a lot of changes regardless, but it's still good to know where you set with our presentations so that we can make things better for you. I mean, this is a team effort. We want to bring it all together, right? And Spectral Badger is absolutely great at that, even though it's hard for me to pronounce Badger for some reason. The question, regarding the consumables, would it be possible to have them activated the moment we press the button instead of pressing it down and wait for them to activate? I think that is a fantastic suggestion. This was actually something that came up during EVERSPACE 1. I'm gonna have to run it by the rest of the team. I think that we could add that in as a toggle option to where you could basically turn on holding down or turn on instant activation. But before I get ahead of myself, I will say we'll look into it. I'll talk with the team about it. They will tell me very quickly if that's possible or if it's not. Woo! But I do like that suggestion. Is this Skyrim? No. But close. Except not really. Words are hard. It's true. Thank you, Super Nuki. I'm glad somebody out there understands. All right, what do we got? We have to deliver some diluted Osnol. Oh, so we should probably have diluted Osnol before we go do that. But first, let's destroy this rigged asteroid, which might actually help us get there. This is just one of several little mini instances of acquiring some additional goods. Uh-oh, are we gonna make it? Where's the other one? Wait a second. Hold on. Oh, it's underneath. It was underneath that devious marker. All right. Hang on, enemies. I have to do this, okay? This is important. Okay, so the last one was over on this side. Oh no, he's over there. Okay, it's fine. We got it. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and take this guy out with a railgun. Oh, that armor is beefy though. Which is why we should go for the armor drone first. And now we can take him out. Beautiful. A speed booster. That's great. I'll gladly take it. All right, let's go ahead and see. Oh, it was Plymouth. Okay. I was really hoping that it was going to drop diluted Osnol. That's okay. Maybe we'll need this for something later. Right. I think what we'll do is we'll head back to the home base really quick, and you're going to get just a little sneak peek, because one of the things we've been working on is actually how the home base area has been set up. So we're gonna go ahead and fly over here. I can't talk too much on it. This is gonna be a very quick dive in, dive out sort of experience, mind you, okay? I'm a bit late, what did I miss? You missed everything. Excelsior, you missed all of it. The stream's over. We've just been talking about new UI a bit. We covered a little bit of ground with how the jobs are now purchased. It was the UI that we showed last week, now being implemented into the game space. Super Nuki, very good analysis of the stream thus far. Eric struggled with pronouncing Badger and blew up space rocks. That's very accurate, actually. All right, so like I said, can't really talk too much about the changes that have happened at the home base area. Just know that there are changes, and there will be a lot more to talk about at a future point. All right, so let's go ahead and go to our storage. Yeah, so you can see the highlighted elements that we need. This, oh my gosh, isn't this nice? You can just straight up see like, oh, you need these for your perks. Even more convenience than that is that I don't actually have to pull them out and put them on my ship. I can just go straight over here and just plug it all in. Is there anything that we can upgrade fully? No, Dax, you need more iron. Come on, man. But we can put everything else in the mix. So we're gonna go ahead and do that and upgrade these as much as possible. Really glad we have that anti-grav module. Sometimes that can be very tricky to find. But man, we haven't a Vardum crystal shard for days. All right, much better. Okay, so now let's go ahead and organize this a little bit. And we are looking specifically for Osnol, diluted Osnol. Do we have any Osnol core? I don't think that's the same thing. We need diluted Osnol. We don't have any diluted Osnol. That's unfortunate. We're gonna go ahead and take this, the Osnol core. Maybe that's what the mission's looking for, and we haven't renamed it accordingly yet. That's my hope. But otherwise, I know for a fact we can't complete this one where they need 20. So we are gonna go ahead and abandon that one. We'll see if this one, if the 10 diluted Osnol they're looking for is actually our Osnol core. So we can complete that mission. All right, perfect. All right, now we're leaving this bit right now. Again, can't talk about this location. Just know that the home base got a rework, and we're excited to talk about that later. We've also been working on System 2, otherwise known as Union. So there's some stuff going on here that you can't see yet. Ooh, tantalizing. But yes, it's in the works. Locations are being built out. Gonna get some ice cream, dude. My mom always taught me that if I ever got any sort of dessert in a group, that I had to share with everybody. So I'm expecting some ice cream when you get back. All right. The ulcer. Will there be an option to sell items in bulk based on parameters, certain parameters? I saw a question from Hazy. I gotta get the rest of the question. My chat scrolled too fast. Like item type, rarity, etc. I mean, that certainly sounds interesting. You mean in, like we have latest value, item type, rarity, amount, where you could basically organize by that and then sell accordingly? Are you talking like an auto sell feature? I'm gonna go ahead and take these, this Osnol to the space, and hopefully they'll say it's what they need. And if not, that's fine. We'll just look around the ulcer a little bit. This is a location that I don't think we've taken a lot of time to explore, and I want to talk about it a little bit. Because it has some cool looking red gas that you don't get to see in other locations. So it has a very hazy effect that a lot of people seem to like. And when I say a lot of people, I mean the team likes it. So you should too. All right, let's go land. All right, so let's see if we can sell them the diluted Osnol. It looks like that's not what they're looking for. But they do have iron, so that's exciting. And copper, and scrap metal. We'll buy all those things because we can. But it does not look like the diluted Osnol and the Osnol core are the same thing. Unfortunately. We'll go ahead and sell 10 just to see if it triggers anything. Nope. Nope. So we'll go ahead and abandon that one. All right. So we did buy some stuff. We're gonna go buy this back. Because we don't want to lose that. We might need it for something else later. Otherwise, just another standard base. Anytime that you're landing at a base, the gray items on the left, whenever you select them, you'll notice they all go white. This is because these are the base options. So what you can do at the location that you're at. Whereas everything on the right of the little pip, these are all the elements that you have to navigate normally. These will never change ever, forever, unless we decree it needs to be changed through development. But the idea is that these are always consistent no matter where you're at, whatever you're doing. And then these on the left side are always going to be at where you're at. So let's go ahead and launch back out into space and look at this location. We see that the mining lasers from EVERSPACE 1 seem to have gotten a little bit of a rework. And they can fire at much larger targets. You also see these are floating above ground. Good, good, excellent. Everything's working as intended. But there will be a lot of different mining opportunities in the game. We've already discussed this in other streams as well, where you're going to have more mining opportunities than just blasting something and then getting that sort of resource back from it. So this right here, this could very well be hinting at some elements to come. Let's go ahead and float over through space over here. There are a lot of G&B forces around here. It's just a place that they are familiar with. They own it quite well. And we have this crystal refinery. Maybe we can find some resources that we need here, I hope.
Adamov, is that you?
Oh, hey!
Callahan said you were killed. How's Ben?
He's alive if that's what you mean.
Look, I am so sorry for leaving you guys behind. It was crazy out there. We all, you know. Sorry.
It's alright. You were just trying to save your own skin.
I'm glad to see you, man. Actually, you're right on time. Alexis Giordano and his team just went out to the deep fields, completely unguarded.
It got that bad, huh?
Uh-huh. You know how low we were on armed wingmen before. Now Callahan and his whole squad have been reassigned to the Zarkov system. There is barely anyone left to escort our operations.
Look, just because I'm back doesn't mean I'm back.
We could do this off the books. 400 for every miner you bring back alive. Transferred directly to your ship. Please, it's Giordano's team. He's a tough cookie but also the last one who's still looking out for us.
When did he leave?
Not long ago. Their first stop is not far from here.
I'll see if I can catch up with them.
I really appreciate it.
So we found a new mission, one of the hidden missions in the game, a side mission, if you will. And we need to go look for the convoy that we were working with at the very start of the alpha. If you remember the tutorial section where we were flying in with miners to extract resources in an outlaw territory. And things didn't go so well, and now we're here. Well, that mining operation, that group of guys are now doing something else, and he wants me to go look for him because he doesn't think that things are going so hot. Nice and easy. Yeah, and I was also using the mouse. I kind of directed you guys. I wanted to make sure you noticed it said temporary automatic voice. So if anybody in the chat asked, oh, is that going to be in the game? Well, actually, it might as an alternative option because we've been getting that request a lot. But obviously, we've got voice actors that we are looking to utilize and cover the full gambit. Everything, every line of text in the game, we want to have it spoken by a human, both in English and in German. So we'll have a lot. We do have returning voice actors from EVERSPACE 1 for those particular characters who are coming back. And then we have a whole cast of new characters that I'm sure that you're itching to see and itching to talk about. But we'll get there in time. Oh, we actually need to check out what's at the station. We got the mission, but let's make sure there's not, okay, nope, there's not. I was really hoping for more iron, because iron can sometimes be a little hard to find in the alpha. Because, you know, drop rates not being, you know, equal just yet. It happens. We're gonna go ahead and sell this. Oh no, we don't want to equip it. Excuse me, we want to sell this. Recharge speed is massive there. I think we want to use this instead. So we're gonna go ahead and swap. and then sell this old one. You can also hear there's an adjustment to outfitting your ship. Whenever you apply something, there's like a gear turning sort of sound, like you're cranking a bolt on tighter. Beautiful. Let's see. So now I think we just want to... We'll keep using these. I like these devices. And then I think we're just gonna head back to work. We'll untrack this Minesweeper for now. Oh, whatever, we'll keep it on. And just kind of check through some other things we need to do. Kill 5 outlaw scouts affected by EMP, so we have 1 more to go there. 3 more outlaw drones with missiles. Lots of player data. Awesome. All right, let's go back to work. Find out what we can do for them. Oh, I like that exchange in chat. Will you make EVERSPACE great again? EVERSPACE was always great. Oh, that's very kind of you to say, even though it is technically subjective. I mean, we're pleased with the results of EVERSPACE 1 and everything that it brought to the table, but I will also say that we're very much looking forward to bringing EVERSPACE 2 to fruition, because there's so much more we're able to utilize, so much more we're able to build out using these handcrafted systems, and having grown our team, grown in our knowledge of coding and all of that fun stuff. Like, it's just going to be bigger and better. That's the goal. So hopefully we'll make it even greater than what it was. So if you didn't even think that the first one was that great, well, you know what? That's okay. This is a new, fresh experience. Maybe this could be your starting point.
Who are you?
Ross Adamov. I was sent over from Ulcer Station to escort you.
I thought we were out of wingman. Well, since you're here, help us get the gate fixed.
I'm just a wingman, not a mech.
You can't just be one thing if you want to survive out here. That's a given if you want to work in this team.
Alright, I'll see what I can do.
Okay, so obviously bug there where you can't see the dialogue.
I'd say the gate just lacks power.
But
Guess I'll have a look around and see if I can improvise.
So what we need to do is find essentially
Are you a good fighter?
Let's say I have a few tricks up my sleeve.
You've been a hired gun before.
Is that a question?
No.
Okay.
Just an assessment of character.
Okay, so what we need to do is we need to find an energy unit like this, and we're gonna grab it, we're gonna pull it out nice and gently. We would never damage something so valuable like this, and we need to take it back to the base and plug it in. It's basically a really large battery, all right? I'm gonna bring it on back over here, and yeah, we should just get close enough and it'll plug back in. Yeah, there we go, just like that.
There you go. I'll make a quick sweep of the mine to see if everything's in order.
Perfect. Now, some of you may have taken note that this looks very familiar, like, oh, this kind of looks like the opening sequence, right? Actually, no. We are in a different site than where the opening sequence was at. I think the opening sequence was somewhere technically around here in this area. The distinguishing factor in that is that this is the outlaw territory, whereas this is GMB territory. That's why it was a little bit more shady than normal. All right, so this is a mining site we are going to dive into right now. We are going to be looking for some folks, making sure everything's clear. And you can see it's a deep mine.
We're good. Think I passed the test.
All right.
No?
Uh-oh.
You need to come out at once. We're under attack.
Keep close to the mine. I'll handle this.
So now we need to save their skins. Also complete some challenges in the process because, you know, why not? last little drone. Go ahead and railgun him. Beautiful.
You okay?
No, I'm not okay. This place should have been protected.
I'm doing my best.
Not by you. By the people who sent us here. You can make a scrapload of money mining this pit, but you still, always, have a responsibility for your people.
I'm afraid that's not how G&B operates.
True.
Is it? Or are you just making it easy for yourself?
Not sure what you are hinting at.
Alright. These are the coordinates of our next stop.
That's even deeper in outlaw territory.
You fly ahead and make certain that it is safe. My team will bunker up in the mine until then.
Good old orders. I can work with that.
All right. So we have new coordinates to head to in order to keep helping these guys out. We're really just wanting to bring them back to the initial base. But you know what? We'll see where this goes. Whoop, a little too high. There we go. More flame up. Good. You can never have too many resources in a loot game, right? All right. So here we're gonna go ahead and jump on to the next site. Now in outlaw territory. So we can probably start picking up where things went wrong in all of this. Thomas says, Eric is the most wholesome streamer I've seen. Oh my gosh. Goodness gravy. I just got a little warm in here. Whew, thank you. I really appreciate that. I try my best. You guys make it easy though, because you guys are the real champions. All right, so we are looking.
Let's have a look around.
Outlaw presence. You'll see that we have been having a lot of fun creating non-conformative shapes of asteroids and whatnot. So we can have some really interesting looking and stylized openings that can create some pretty looking screenshots for you to capture when you inevitably get there. We don't want to just be all boring circles in space, no. We want to make it fun. All right, so it does seem it's a little bit dusty here. Let's go ahead and search for some outlaws. I see a cargo drone. It's nothing too crazy. Float around a little bit longer.
One bomb thrower and a batch of fuel tanks. Someone's about to build their own little base, it seems.
We're gonna go ahead and grab these bombs that they're throwing at us. We're gonna throw them at their fuel. Keep feeding them to me, buddy. Oh, that's a little too fast. A little too fast. Slow down. Got a little daring there. Oops. I need to work on my dodge game. I really just want to catch these and throw them around because it's fun. There we go. Okay, nice and easy. Beautiful. So you can see there are different types of enemies that you will be finding throughout the game that promote the use of this new grapple mechanic. Oops. Oopsies. Now he's shielded, so we're gonna have to find a way to shoot through his shields first. Whoops. We're almost there. Where's the shield generator? That's what we have to find next. We'll go ahead and poke about. But you'll see that we have a bunch of outlaw structures that we have to destroy. Which I actually think were the ones that we were destroying. This might be bugged. This mission might be bugged, unfortunately. But we'll see how far we can progress in it. And show you this area. If I can shoot this guy. He's really far away.
Ha, there you are.
Ooh, a flat cannon. Let's use that. pair it with our other weapons. It's not really that great, but you know what? Let's just show it. Splash damage. So it's really easy to hit targets with. Yeah, it doesn't pack a big punch quite yet. At least this particular flak that we found doesn't. Maybe we can find one in the future.
One
Still does the job.
less, but there could still be more.
All right, let's go ahead and see if there's another base over here.
Mines. Classic.
It's gonna be really hard to shoot these with the. Okay, we gotta change weapons because that's gonna be really too difficult. I would not recommend shooting mines with a flat cannon. Scattergun's actually a pretty good choice. One more mine somewhere. Where'd it go? Oh, it's the one that we threw out into space. Glad we have a strong shield. There we go.
All right. I better make one last sweep of the area before calling the others.
We'll go around these asteroids as well, see if there's anything poking around them. This looks interesting. I wonder if that would be opened at some point in the future. Alright, so I do think that this area kind of wigged out on us, unfortunately. So normally whenever you destroy each one of these little energy cores, it toggles it down from your destroyed buildings, but I think because we destroyed it using the barrel bombs, it didn't count as kills, ironically. So it's only going to say we've destroyed 2 of the structures, even though we've destroyed all of them. But we can reset it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the main menu, and then we're going to resume, and we'll just do it the right way the first time. Not a big deal. Like I said, we're going to run into little hiccups like that along the way. But thankfully, we have the technology to get through a lot of this stuff pretty quickly. So we're going to go ahead and replace this with our missile defense system that destroys mines.
Let's have a look around.
For making this super easy, for example.
One bomb.
Otherwise, we'll go ahead and check out
fuel tanks. Someone's about
some
to
of your
build their
questions.
own little base, it seems.
If you've got them. I see one from YouTube, actually. Will we have the option to pick other bases, like ones next to a star or planetary bases? There will be more information on bases and destroying them and acquiring them and all of that type of stuff in the future. We are not ready to have that conversation at this point in time. It is something that we want to make sure we've got in a really good space to present to you guys so you understand where we're coming from with those ideas, and then we can build on top of that from there. It's a great question. We'll just have to wait to answer it. Right now, a lot of our core focus and what we've been developing has been the home base itself, as well as System 2 we've been working on in that territory. Goodness gravy. Did that other thing explode from the explosion of the other one and doesn't count as a kill? Oh my gosh. Guys, that's actually a terrible bug that we absolutely need to fix. Wow. That's all part of showing you these dev builds. Oh my goodness. So, we're gonna do this one more time. This is the last attempt, okay? So whatever happens this time happens. Goodness gravy. But yeah, we'll keep moving on after this. There's gonna be more locations to go to, and of course we're still answering your questions.
Let's
so
have a look around.
no worries. goodness. I did not think that I would be
One bomb
debugging
thrower
while
and
we
a
were
batch of fuel
playing
tanks.
this for you guys.
Someone's about to build
Sometimes
their
you
own
never
little
know what's
base,
going to
it
happen.
seems.
So let's disable his shields. Destroy the turret. All right. So now let's be very gentle. Destroying both of them at a similar time. Okay, good. No, it didn't count. It's fine. We're just gonna keep going. All right, so the issue that you see, like when we destroyed that one, it exploded the one near it. And instead of it counting as our kill, it didn't. We'll fix it. Don't worry about it. We'll fix it. So let's go ahead and head somewhere else, since we can't do what we wanted to do for this mission, unfortunately. And I don't think there's a stop at a station in the area, so we'll just, we'll keep cruising on. So let's go ahead and head over to the Outlaw Outpost and take care of this side mission. And it's really no worries, like, we'll get these bugs fixed. We'll get them taken care of. Next time I show, we'll finish that mission off, okay, guys? No worries. Yeah, it's just the, basically when you destroy one and it destroys another, it doesn't count as your kill. That was the bug. We'll fix it. All right, let's go to this outpost and take out these mines, which should be real quick to do, because we have this guy.
Leftovers from the war probably. It's time to get rid of these mines.
So we back in the mine? No, no, no. We're not back in the mine. We are destroying some mines. We're going to complete this Minesweeper quest so that we can build our reputation up just a little bit higher. Because we want to keep making a little bit of progress here and there. So we can ultimately get those sweet, sweet reputation goods.
Calling Nefty's station.
You are speaking to Nefty's station.
I finished the job.
Good.
I want my payment.
Signature is fine. Here you go.
Oh, this is the Detonator Drone. You guys are familiar with this guy. They're terrifying. Awesome. All right, let's go ahead and poke about this area just briefly. You can see there's little bits of debris and bases here and there from this outpost. But the main thing that we wanted to do is we wanted to complete the mines to get them out of the way. I want to say that there's a little secret spot here, but maybe we'll have to show that next time because I didn't prepare this particular location. So yeah, we'll go ahead and fly back over to Nefty's Plains. We'll pick up a couple more jobs, and then we'll head over to this undiscovered site. Got our pickaxe swinging from, oh my gosh. This task is a grueling one. Yeah, some of the tasks, yeah, I mean, we don't have all of the jobs in place yet. So we've already heard some people saying like, oh man, there's so much repetition in the jobs. Well, yeah, there's only like 12 different jobs so far. But yeah, we've got a lot more scheduled to go. If we didn't add any more jobs in a year and a half before release, that's a problem. So don't worry, we're on it. Will gravity ever be a thing? So we're gonna fly down to Nefty's Plains. This has been a long discussion, actually. Community's been very thoughtful in their ideas about gravity. We've considered it in a lot of cases as well. At the end of the day, what we want to make sure is happening is the player is having the most fun possible. So for example, whenever we destroy this GMB freighter and item starts popping out, right? We want to make sure that it feels good to collect the loot. So as it is now, this loot is just floating in space, but the ship is pulled down by gravity. You can actually see it falling. He's casually falling, and then this container that was on board, look at that. It is now dropping down to the station. And a very slow descent. But this could be adjusted, this could be changed. And then, bonk, it all tumbles into those nooks and crannies down below. Go ahead and take out these guys really quick. So we do have gravity in some sense, but we also don't. Like these credits, for example, they were just floating there and up in the sky. Like this energy core is just floating here up in the sky. And we had to ask ourselves, does the player after a combat sequence, you know, like you're engaged with a bunch of foes up in the atmosphere, when you're done, do you want to have to fly all the way down to a base or a planet-side location or maybe into a cave and go collect all the loot that dropped? Like, is that fun? Is that level of immersion something that creates a more meaningful experience for you? And is it something where it's like, it doesn't feel taxing, it just feels good? Because if it doesn't feel good, then we are hitting a problem where we don't want to push for that. We don't want to create something that feels like a chore, right? So that's what we've been trying to decide between, if it's something that adds to the game and it feels right, or if it's something that takes away from it because it's now becoming an added element that you have to deal with instead of just picking up your loot and being on your way. So now for those large containers, that's a little bit of a different story because, you know, you just destroyed a large ship, it falls down, you can't get away from that. But all this little loot, like, yeah, it's right where your combat left off. You pick it all up in the area and you go about your business. So there can definitely be changes in this. I don't think that we are 100% locked in place on how it's working currently, but the decisions that we've made, they do feel the most satisfying for the gameplay experience that we've had from the office in continuing the play, gathering your loot, doing all of those types of things. So, but we are very much open to feedback. I want to see all of your comments and suggestions pertaining to how you feel gravity should work and how that adds a meaningful response to the player during their feedback session or their gameplay session, excuse me. So yes, get detailed. That's what we like. Without gravity, how can I fail upwards as a pilot? Caden asks a brilliant question. Oh my gosh. Caden always. Oh, that felt great. I hope you heard that in the mic. If you didn't, just know that my neck just exploded in about 17 different points. It was wonderful. Isn't there already more job types than another game ever had? It's possible. I don't think that's true. I think that there were more job types in the other one. Take my money! Whoa, calm down. Okay. Seriously, when can I buy the game and start playing in a beta or something? So the alpha and the beta are both closed. I know, okay, I know. But know that the early access will start in an open state at the end of this year. So that's when you'll be able to dive in and purchase that. Give us your feedback, which is like the most important thing in this. Why am I clapping? That's probably really annoying. Seriously, like, feedback is so imperative in early access. We're glad that you're excited. We really are. But we don't want you to buy the game early because you think that you're getting into the game early in that sense, right? It's more than that. It's a partnership with us so that we can make this the best game that it can possibly be. So when you go to the Steam forums and you say, I hate this because, that's very powerful to us. Or when you go to the forums and you say, I think that some type of something like this could make this situation be really impactful and meaningful to my life and everything, and it would change my relationship with my wife, you know, whatever. Like, that's great. Like, give us your feedback so that we can build this in the direction that it needs to. We have a solid vision, a solid approach. We've already got set. Like, the foundation is all there, but let's work on it together. That's why we do this early access, because your feedback changes everything about this experience and makes it the best it can possibly be. Okay, whoo! Early access, end of this year. That was your question. There's your answer. Excellent. Is it possible to change the color of the container symbols to make them more visible? We've actually gotten feedback on that one already. Doberdan? I'm gonna call you Doberdan. Hopefully that's correct. Doberdan. So we have gotten feedback about color options. That's definitely an accessibility feature that we want to put at the top of our list, is making it to where, especially those who have color blindness, for example, or any other imparities, will be able to see and distinguish what's what by customizing it to your liking. So that is going to be in a customization conversation we have in the future, not only just menu options and whatnot, but also on ship customization as well, because we have a lot more to show than just the modules themselves. So maybe I said too much. I don't know. But yeah, just know that that is definitely something we have been, that's been floating around. It's a conversation we haven't quite had yet, but it's inevitable. We are gonna make sure that we can do what we can to make this accessible. I said that like 7 times, but you get it. Perfect. Can I sing? Oh my gosh, can I sing ever? What would you like me to sing? I don't take requests, by the way. Oh my gosh. The only way that I sing is by using autotune. And that's it. That's the extent of it. But you're welcome. I hope that you are pleased. I know I missed a couple other questions. Giraffe is married. Yeah, I'm sorry. This potato is baked. I don't know what that means, but I have 5 children too, by the way. Did you know that? 5 children? Oh my gosh, and the oldest is 5. Wait a second, the oldest, how did I have twins. That's how. Wow. More information about me than you probably wanted to know. But that's right, apparently I'm a baked potato and I have 5 children, all under the age of 5. Whew. All right, let's get back into this game. Wait, no, I want to take some jobs. Look, you're all distracting me. I'm gonna blame you on this one. It's fine. I want more EVERSPACE questions. Bring it in. Bring it in. I got a little silly. All right, we need missions that have locations. 5 solar panel, we can't do that. 5 ramen. Do we have ramen? Did we have 5 ramen at our home base? Oh my gosh, maybe we did. Maybe we should just go do another location. More minesweepers. We don't want the minesweeper. I want more exciting jobs. I'm torn right now. All right. That's fine. We're not going to take any jobs. What we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and say we're not going to follow the back to work for now, since we can't, since it's bugged. And instead we are going to head over to a new location. Right over here. Zipping and cruising right on over there. Perfection. Is it possible to change the color of the container? Oh wait, we just got through that one. Silly me. I just came in and saw you landing in a city on a planet. My word, this game is larger than I expected. Not quite a city, that was just a small mining site. Just a little bitty mining site. Our city's planned? Guess you'll have to wait and see. All right, so let's go explore some Desbrez. See if there's anything to loot. Looks like there is. Autocannon, okay. Some credits, very good, I like it. High capacity rocket launcher. The rocket launcher is probably my favorite new secondary. It's just so delightful. If none of you have seen it, basically it's a really chill weapon that's just like, wah! And I love it, okay? It's great. It reminds me a lot of the, what's it called? Forgetting the word. Fires 10 missiles in EVERSPACE 1. Seeker missile. It's the Seeker missile battery on steroids. So now you can control every single missile shot. And it feels good. Unlike the Seeker missile battery, however, they don't seek. They just missile. So they do not target anything. If we had a locked on target and we were like blasting away at it, like each one of these shots goes exactly straight. Can we fly through this? No, we cannot. But there's a door there, so maybe we can in the future. Oh my goodness, I'm not alluding to anything at all during the course of the stream. All right, we're gonna do one more quick flyby and see if there's anything else to grab. And then we'll keep moseying on. It'll be great. You're Croatian? Sounds funny how I butcher the name. Yeah, I feel like I owe you an apology because I never really thought too much about pronouncing names, and it's hard for me. I'm gonna fully admit that. Like some people, it's brilliant. It's like you get to show them this 37 letter name that has like the weird symbols all over it and all the strange like markings, and you're just like, what? I've never seen. And then they like pronounce it perfectly, like Akalabaga, and you're like, what? How did you know that? And it's like, it's what it is. And just, you know, it's fantastic. Like that's how it works. And I'm just like, it's a big brain play to me, and I just do my best. And you know, you can make fun of me for it. It's totally fine. It doesn't hurt my feelings too much. I cry off screen. Yeah, then we just go on. Let's move into this territory, which we haven't visited yet. Oh, actually, let's not do that area. I think that one's actually bound to this location. No, you know what? It's fine. Let's go. Let's go. You mean just a Welsh word? Exactly. Next time you see me, you're gonna give me a list of difficult names to pronounce. Oh gosh, I'm scared. I already see the wildest usernames that have ever existed forever. All right, we're gonna get stopped at this unknown signal. Maybe do some combat. You want me to say some tongue twisters? I like how this stream was, hey, you know, we're gonna talk about development of EVERSPACE 2. We're gonna answer your questions. We're gonna show you some updated UI. It's gonna be really informative, and everyone's like, hey guys, let's have streamer do some tongue twisters. Woo! It's fine by me. I mean, it's great. But do know that this stream is for you guys. And if you do want to know more about EVERSPACE 2 and the development thereof, and you're curious about the direction of things, this is the space to do it. I serve you guys. I am your servant. So, you know, we can take this in any direction you'd like. Truly. Truly. I just want to make sure that the transparency we have at Rockfish Games is as high as it can possibly be for you, so that you're not left in the dust in how things are shaping up to be. Is there literally nothing in this area? So this is an area that can be randomly generated. So sometimes you just get a little unlucky. There was a signal for some reason, and I know that we want to make sure that if you go to these signals, that you are rewarded for it, because exploration is something we truly want to make sure is rewarded, especially because we are making a lot of handcrafted locations and environments now. But I do legitimately think there's nothing here. So that's a bit unfortunate. It's a little bit unfortunate, but it happens sometimes. We'll fix it. All right, here we go. VR asks Seraphim. So VR was implemented in EVERSPACE 1, and we had a lot of really good criticism. VR was not something that we had like a crazy focus on. It was something that we wanted to build out. It's like we wanted to make it valuable to players as a bonus to owning the base game. So VR wasn't just like, we didn't like focus everything into making a true VR experience in and of itself. Like what we did is like our top line development mindset was, we're gonna make this game and then we're gonna add a VR component to it. So if you want to play in VR, you can, right? The feedback at first was very negative. And so we got our crap together and we refined that VR experience for EVERSPACE 1 as much as we could with the time that we had, the resources that we had. And we're pleased with the results of where it's at. Take that as you will. The feedback on the VR for EVERSPACE 1, it's a bit mixed. We have some people giving it tons of praise and some people saying, get that crap out of there, right? It's just part of the process. So what we learned overall, the reason I'm telling you all of this is because with EVERSPACE 2, if we move in the direction of VR, it is going to be a fully dedicated application that exists in and of itself. So we are putting all of our assets, all of our development time, all of our resources towards creating that VR experience, which would be separate from the game. It wouldn't be tacked on to the game as a bonus. It would be completely independently created. So there you go. It is not, we're not confirming VR at this point in time. We still have a lot of things to think about, a lot of things to discuss. Our focus, again, is really on the story, on the maps, on the characters, on the itemization. And once we get all of these things settled, if we can visit that VR, it will be a separate app. But again, no guarantees. All right. Good question. Woo! Is there a story mode? Yes. Sarthak Rana. Woo! I like that. I like that name. Sarthak Rana. Is there a story mode? So we actually went through the story of the alpha already, which has taken us around the Cedo system right here. And the full game, which is coming out in 2021, it is going to have a story mode. It's going to have a story that takes you on a linear path of your character's adventure through Ceto to Union to all of these other locations that gives you more information on your history, on where these characters come from, all of those types of things that help you progress through that kind of a general story scaling of the game. Or you can branch away from that story at any point in time and just do your own thing. Be like, screw it, I want to go to Union and I don't want to follow the quest line. Well, actually, I think for Union, you have to follow the quest line. But the point is that once you unlock locations, there's nothing that says you have to go to this very specific location. You can branch off, you can take on jobs, you can go harass trade lanes and routes and stuff like that, which aren't developed in here yet. They are coming. You can do your own thing. So a lot more to come. I missed your question, Smash? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. So every ship has like an anti-gravity core and can hover everywhere. So could it be possible that the core can be broken and then you have gravity affecting you? That is such a cool idea that sounds challenging to implement. I like it conceptually. I really do. Don't get me wrong. But the more layers upon layers of interesting things that can happen to the ship means a lot of different challenges and development as well. It's certainly something we can think about. If you gave us a huge presentation as to why you feel it could be a game changer and make it the best space shooting, looter shooter experience of all time forever, drop it in the forums. I'm curious to see your full-blown thoughts. But yeah, I mean, it's possible. But that's a bit of work too. That's a bit of work. Plus, I don't think it would have any effect out in space, right? Some interesting results. We really also, we really want to make sure that the space that you're flying above a planet versus out in space, they feel pretty similar. We don't want to throw the player off by having to like basically play two different games. Like you play the space game and you play the planet game. Is that possible? I suppose it is as well, but overall, it's not what our vision is.
Strike.
We got a Executioner scattergun. Oh my gosh, this is made by Baron Industries. So that's exciting, except it's way worse than the scattergun we already have. Shoot. That's unfortunate. Is he reading chat on some other streaming platform or something? Asked Cake Donut. No, Cake Donut, this is actually all pre-recorded. So I'm just randomly saying people's names, and then I'm just hoping that they're there in the chat. Yeah, we're streaming multiple platforms. YouTube, Mixer, Twitch, Steam. Steam's the other one. It's beautiful. But man, how freaky would it be if you like showed up to a assumed stream and I'm getting ahead of myself. What am I even talking about? We're gonna loot this place. Let's take the stuff. Some of these bases have like little nooks and crannies that you can fly into. I keep saying nooks and crannies too. That seems to be a theme. But there are a lot more internal spaces that you'll be flying into in EVERSPACE 2. In particular, I want to give a little bit of a shout out to an individual who reached out to us on Discord. I want to pull up his name really quick because I thought this was pleasant. This was nice. Cobra Gaming is his username. He reached out and he said that his dad was a huge fan of a game called Descent. Yes, we are huge fans of Descent as well as many other sci-fi games that came out a way back, as well as various movies, novels, lots of different things that we wanted to capitalize on what we felt would be one of the best space game experiences that a person could have. And I think we can all agree that when you're flying into like these really densely populated, close quarter spaces in a spaceship, it's pretty freaking cool. And we've seen that in previous games like Descent, and we want to bring a bit of that back. In fact, we added the colonial stations to EVERSPACE 1 that kind of transformed that idea and made it a reality, and now we just want to go bigger with it. So while this guy, there was very little to poke about in and find, you can absolutely count on having stations like this in the future that you can explore inside of. We'll have more information about that in the future. Let's keep exploring this area. I think there's a hidey hole over here. No, I'm thinking of a different area. Okay. So we're gonna jump out of here and keep exploring. Looking forward to the release? Oh man, so are we. Oh, goodness gravy. Let's go over to this unexplored site. What's the time? Perfect. I wanna show off some of the stuff that you guys have shared with us as well. Which is mostly like your gallery photos, and there's some fan art that I wanted to show you too. If any of you missed it, that's cool stuff. It's neat. rmm.inc. Silly question. There's no such thing as a silly question. But I'm kind of out of the loop. Is game run-based, or you continue after death from the same point? It is not a roguelike system where you have runs. This is an open-world RPG this time around. Yeah, so what that means is that you can choose where you want to go and what you want to do. There is a linearized story that kind of pulls you in on all the different locations you can go, eases you through the progression systems that we have in place. But otherwise, yeah, no, it's not run-based. We do have some concepts of creating some in-game systems that are run-based to give you new areas to explore and collecting new loot and stuff like that. But we'll also be talking a bit more on that in the future as well. So much stuff in the future. So much in the future. But it is definitely planned. And it's actually, that's more than planned. That's going to happen. Those are called ancient rifts. I can straight up tell you that. All right, another destroyed station. This looks awfully clean for being a part of that destroyed station. I question everything. Let's explore this destroyed platform over here too. The music though. Gives me the jitters. I don't know about you guys. Looks like we did find everything that was built out at this moment. We'll have to see what new elements are created. Explore this a little bit deeper. Do note these cables coming out. Going to this crashed little device here. Been really trying to add polish to these different pieces and parts that you see so it doesn't look like just generic wreckage. Like, we want it to have, like, almost tell a story in some capacity. See another bit flying over in this direction too. So something crazy happened here. Like, these got pulled apart. Like the station was ripped in half or something. But where's the other part of the station? All right. Let's explore a little bit deeper in this territory. We want to go near this planet. I think we're getting close to another device, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, Cake Donut asks the question, is there a death penalty? And do your ships get... PM Collector Boy, do your ships get stats, or is it more like a system of better equipment? So it's both. Your ships do get better stats, and you can purchase different ships, and you'll have a collection of ships that you can store at a home base, and then you can kind of pick and choose between those. And then you also have all of this equipment that you see as well that has varying attributes and abilities, as well as different stats accordingly. So the death penalty for right now, I think it's just a matter of starting back from the last checkpoint you had. But we do know, and we want to take care with the loot factor there, right? Because like if you find something really sweet and then you die because that was randomly generated, we want to be careful that we don't just yoink that away from you. So we are still, there's still more conversations that need to be had around the death penalty of the game and what that looks like. But for the most part, it saves every time you stop at a station, and it saves at the beginning of every mission, so that if you die through the course of a mission or in an area, you'll start at the beginning of it. Let me run through a couple more questions just to make sure nobody's getting missed. Unless it's Bloodstar, in which case I will ghost them. Let's see. You haven't played Freelancer? Oh my goodness! How in the world have you not played Freelancer? I'm sure there's so many games out there, I totally know and understand that that's possible. But man, Freelancer, yes. We definitely took inspiration from there. If you haven't noticed that, my boy. Woo! Which will come out first? EVERSPACE 2 or Star Citizen? Well... Come on, man. That's not a fair question. We have wonderful friends, okay, that work on that team. They're fantastic. They're great. And we want the best for everything that comes out of that, because it's been a pioneer of ideas for many other space games, ourselves included. So, but yeah, we'll probably come out first. Oh, I see some more questions. Somebody caught a thing that I had mentioned, and I want to address this. Spectral Badger. Goodness gravy. I request a name change. Oh my gosh. Eric, you said this executioner is made by Baron Industries. Does it mean we'll have different manufacturers with different stats a la Borderlands? Yes, in fact, it does mean exactly that. So let's talk about this for a second. You can actually see in the background of this item, there's that circle star looking thing. That is indicating that this is made by Baron Industries. If we were to equip this with, say, let's say we have a speed booster that's also made by Baron Industries, and it's called like a Mock Tiger. I don't know, whatever. If we use those in conjunction with one another, because they're both made by Baron Industries, it's the equivalent of like a set bonus that you would see at a Diablo. Or as you mentioned, it would be like a manufacturer bonus with it in Borderlands. Yeah. And there are going to be lots of those. Lots of, I don't know if we have any more collected. Maybe we do. Wait. Oh, here's one. This is a Shiva Energizer SP. The Shiva systems. Yeah, so we've collected a little bit of that, but still this is something that we are working on, something that we're implementing. We have the aesthetics of them, but they don't do a darn thing in the alpha yet, so it's getting there. That's a good question. How long is the story expected to speak? And if for Prez, and Annie for Prez, got it. Username success. How long is the story expected to be? It is going to be about a 20 to 30 hour campaign for you to dive through your character's adventure after the ramifications of EVERSPACE 1. And you'll see a lot of stuff unlock through that experience. The story of EVERSPACE 1, if you guys haven't seen it, if you haven't heard it, it's way deeper than I think a lot of people were expecting it to be, because they weren't paying attention to the story, since it's a roguelike. As a roguelike, it's like gameplay first. I'm going to focus all on that, story second. We get it, we understand. But there is a pretty cool story underneath that gameplay loop. And that continues through EVERSPACE 2, which we are refining, and we're making it even better by using some AAA story writers in the industry even. So we are making sure that it is a powerful story, not just tacked on to the experience. PS4, eventually. Looks amazing. First person viewer, no. Yes. In what terms can we discover the lore this time around? Like scanning or collecting datapads, etc.? Yes. I know it's very generic, but yes, it's all going to be there. There's going to be a lot of lore. I love talking about the lore of EVERSPACE, and we want to make sure that we're consistent in that lore and bringing it to fruition. So yeah, you can expect all of that stuff. What else we got? Can you shoot at rocks and stuff so they fly away and can hit a ship or station? Not a lot of that has been implemented yet, but yes, you can. And not only shoot it, but you can grapple on to certain pieces of debris and small asteroids and enemies themselves, and you can chuck them around as well. Will ship designs with an exoskeleton look be a thing? I think you know which faction I'm referring to. Yes, I do. No, that is not something that we're currently exploring. Who knows what could be possible in a DLC, maybe? I don't know. But no, as of right now, the modular-based ship design is not very exoskeleton-like. Let's see. Will there be legendary variants of weapons with unique firing modes, spreads, effects? So I know that there are legendary variants of different items, including weapons. And they all have unique effects that they will shape and change your particular playstyle. Maybe it's highly desired to have that one legendary on your interceptor, or maybe it doesn't do a darn thing, but it's way better on your gunship. So there could be unique opportunities to capitalize on by taking those attributes and those features from legendaries and applying them to your ship. Or maybe they won't. It just depends on what your playstyle is and how you've built out your perks, how you've built out your ship itself, and the other equipment that you're using. Any kind of in-game plan after the story? Yes, we do have procedural quests. Yep. Both run-based and also job-based. Is it possible to add the boost toggle in EVERSPACE 1 on console? Jahoon Cross, I knew it was inevitable that we would get this request. As of this time, no. I know it sucks saying that. It really stinks, but all of our focus, all of our energy is streamlined straight into EVERSPACE 2 right now. So if we were to go back and do anything to EVERSPACE 1, it would actually be a while. So I'm sorry to tell you, but yeah, it's just we're really dedicated and really focused on making sure EVERSPACE 2 gets to where it needs to be before we hurt beta, early access, and obviously the full release. Okay, so now I need to look at questions over on Twitch. You guys are asking so many questions, and this is great. I love this. Thank you so much for all of your questions out here. I've been showing YouTube a lot of love. Now I gotta branch out. I gotta reach out. Looter97, what are your PC specs and display hertz too? I know my hertz is 144. The computer specs are actually in the Discord, so I encourage you. This is such a great time to just like, you know, plug the Discord in. If it'll go, please. Anyway. The Discord, discord.gg/rockfishgames. You can head on over there, and there's a chat that I think Will posted the computer specs. But for anybody who's wondering, like, what's it going to take to play EVERSPACE 2, we haven't 100% figured that out yet. It's still a long ways to go in development, so time will tell. But we do know that if you have anything close to a decent system, that it will... Like, you're going to be just fine. You're going to be just fine. Anything that you've purchased in the last, like, year or two that's somewhat up to date, you're going to be sitting pretty. All right. This is what I tried to do. I wanted to go here, just like that, so the lower left you can see discord.gg/rockfishgames. You probably heard my computer making audible sounds there. Just had to restart my Stream Deck. No big deal. Everything's fine. But yeah, so... hop on over to the Discord. It's a really good time. We have a lot of fun discussions there. It's been a little bit slower lately, and that's totally acceptable. We still love it whenever you drop your gallery shots, talk about EVERSPACE 1 runs. T3 Cube has been doing some really crazy stuff. He's been sharing his streams. I always encourage you guys to embrace the community and watch how other people are playing the games. It's very enjoyable. It's a good time. All right. Let's see. What else did I miss in the chat questions? Whew, so many. And it's great. We're going to do a couple more, and then we're going to get back in here. Yeah, some people are I see Delta Jerry saying 30 hours. Yeah, okay, nice. Glad. You're going to extend it to 300 hours. For some people, that's going to be really easy to do. And some people are going to consider it nothing but a grind afterwards, and that's totally okay. But we want to make sure that you get a big bang for your buck at full release, which we're still pending on the cost of the game. But like, we don't want to have like a game that looks like this that then you only play like a 4-hour story for. Like, that would suck. Let's be honest. That would really suck. So we want to make sure that you have lasting content in the story itself, but then you also are free to go out, explore, do the things that you want to do, and have lasting systems that can generate more content for you endlessly. Very good. Blackheart 6004, Eric. Possible for the game to have an auction house or galactic market between the player and NPCs, and between NPCs and NPCs to buy and sell things like commodities, weapons, and ships with random stats, and have these NPCs randomly equip said weapons and ships. I mean, that sounds pretty extensive. That sounds pretty neat. I like it conceptually. I said that already too in the stream. Oh my goodness. But yeah, we will have marketplaces at various stations, and commodities are going to be hot or not where you go. So for example, one of these stations here in the Cedo system, let's say Nefty's Plains. We keep going back and forth there to get our jobs, right? Because it's the only location in the entire alpha right now that has the job board. That's going to change, obviously. But when you go there, they might really like iron. They love it. And so if you bring iron to them, they're just like 1,000 credits a piece. Boom. Get paid. Awesome. But then when you fly over to, over in Union, and there's a base called Zorgon 24, whatever. You try and sell iron there and just like, no, 20 credits. Why is that? Because there's a bunch of iron deposits in Union, something. So there's going to be reasons for the different stations having different costs for their commodities, and there will be trade lanes in the future as well. So you'll know like where certain goods have been shipped from. You could intercept certain trade lanes and be a pirate if you wanted to do that sort of shenanigans. You could protect them to maybe try and capitalize on getting paid for being a mercenary, a protector, a freelancer. That's the term I'm looking for. Stuff like that. But as a whole, man, an auction house / galactic market that's so specific. We'll see. We'll have to see. Ooh, wait. Bloodstar says I ghosted you and 3,289 other people. Well, I'm sorry for the other people. I love you, Bloodstar. You're great. All right. What else we got? Any more? I want to make sure we're good. All right. I think that we're mostly caught up on the questions, so we're going to keep going. Bloodstar says we have more. Okay, so we're caught up on the questions. So let's see where we're at and what we're doing and take care of some stuff. Did we get all the outlaw drones destroyed by missiles? I think we did. Yes, we did. Ooh, ouch. We also hit our ultimate. So for those who are not aware, there are ultimate abilities for each of the respective ships. And what they do is pretty straightforward. Something very ultimate. Also, we have reached capacity with our ship. I think we can hold on to these, yeah. But the ultimates provide, like for example, for this ship, The ultimate is called Weapon Overdrive. It comes equipped on every single interceptor in the game. And it provides a heavy boost to your weapons. Like it overdrives your weapons. In the name. Perfect. And you're just awesome for a short duration. So these ultimates, they're always bound to the subclass of ship that you get. There are planned to be 9 subclasses of ships at this point. So that means there are going to be 9 ultimates. But then we also have these specials and these passives over here. These can actually be different. So for example, for the Interceptor 1, we have this orb focus, and then we have a 10% increased primary weapon damage. As of right now, those are always bound to it in the alpha, but in the full release, the plan is to have a set of different special abilities that can be randomly assigned to the Interceptor. So you're not going to find the same, you're not going to see orb focus on a Sentinel, for example, but you will see an Interceptor that instead of having orb focus will have a completely different special. They'll always have Weapon Overdrive, but they won't necessarily have the same specials and passes, okay? And that's going to be for all of the 9 different subclasses. If you're wondering what the 3 classes are, we have light, medium, and heavy ships to choose and customize to your liking. We are flying a medium ship through all purposes of the alpha, and we've mostly only shown the medium. We're slowly working our way ahead with having more content to show regarding the heavies and the lights. We'll get there. So far, we've only shown some blockouts, but it's good. We're making it's really good progress. So soon-ish, TM. I like these little bases too. Yep, climbing a mountain feels like. Ow. We can buff out those scratches. More scrap metal, yay! Oh, even more questions over on YouTube. I want to make sure that we get these answered as well. We have modules on ship focus on complexity and ship builds, or rule of cool simplicity. Why not both? We want to make sure that not only is your ship awesome, but it looks cool too. So there are going to be, it's currently designed to where your ship style does have an effect on your attributes, but we also want to make it to where you can choose your aesthetics as well. Like that's definitely a talking point that we've had, and I'm pretty sure that the idea is still where we get to an in-game state, you can then choose the specific aesthetic that you want bound to whatever stats that you have obtained. So basically getting the best of both worlds. Have the best stats and look good doing it. Boom. Does equipment change the ship appearance? Also, thanks for being so frank. Yeah, absolutely. Basically, there's more to talk about with that later. And that's all I can say. All right, let's go ahead and go to a new location. We cleared this area out fairly well. And we're gonna fly all the way over here to this last undiscovered site. We've got about 22 minutes left in the stream. So we're gonna fly over here and we're probably just gonna save. And then we are going to jump over and talk about some of the cool stuff that the community has done. It'd be great. Can you have something like a fleet and flight in teams? There are companions that you will find throughout the game. And in some cases, they will be assisting you in combat. So it's kind of like you get a small squad. But it's not, I don't think it's going to be too much crazier than that. I don't know. The plan is not to have like full-scale fleets, anything like that. That'd be pretty crazy. But we will talk more about companions and how they'll offer up assistance during missions and their perks and all of that type of stuff as more are revealed as well. Thanks for streaming. Yeah, absolutely, Seraphim. I'm glad that you were able to make it and ask questions and comment, all that type of stuff. How about slightly different ultimates? I suppose that's possible. It could be something that we could bring up. Sturtbert says, got an idea for a job. Have you posted it on the Steam forums? Because that's the true big game play. Big brain, it's the best play. Woo! Hoping they sneak a little humor in on side quests. Oh man, Caden, I am pleased to reveal that we are not going to let you down. I'm sure that some of you, or a lot of you rather, if you've been coming to the streams frequently, you've seen the dialogue options that we have in the game, and we're already having fun with it, even though you don't get to see all of the story yet. So yeah, absolutely, we are having fun where we can have fun with the side quests and instances where really wonky things happen. It'll be good. Community, yes. Thindle says, Eric? Are you trying to say Alec? It's not easy to find girl pro. Oh my goodness, Caden. But yes, you're right. We so to your point there, he says it's not easy to find good pearlescent paint that won't rust or corrode from ionizing radiation. So there has been talk about the ship and being able to customize the wow, what a great stopping point where the sunlight doesn't shine on the ship. Okay, there we go. So like basically having different material reflection. So you can have like a gritty appearance or a matte approach, or you know, stuff in between for customizing your ship. It's definitely on the table. So we could get real fun with how everything looks on your ship, not just the color selection. But I'm getting ahead of myself. There's so much more to talk about with customizing these guys, and we're not there yet. We're just not. We're not there. But it's a good question. Is the ARC 9000 in EVERSPACE 2? It currently is as an ultimate. We're still exploring if that's the best use for it or not. So it's not locked in place, but it does make sense with how it is being used. It doesn't make sense lore-wise, however, because of how the ships in EVERSPACE 1 had access to them. But, you know, sometimes you gotta take a couple steps back to move forward, if you know what I'm saying. Eric speaks good. Oh, thank you. Okay, Sturtbert, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, we definitely want to make sure that missions that players take on feel worthwhile to do, because if it's just a bunch of the same stuff over and over and over again, I feel like we haven't done our due diligence as game designers to provide an enjoyable experience for you to engage with. So yeah, I mean, I really do encourage you to head over to the forums, drop your ideas, because like, we want to have meaningful jobs. We have a lot that we have plans for implementing, some of which I think are actually really cool. And yeah, like any more that we can build out and build into the game rather, the more the merrier. Okay, ray tracing, Kimbo asks, I know that we're exploring it. I don't know if it's a guarantee or not. I think the best way to answer it is, if it's fruitful for the game, yes. If it doesn't do jack, then no. That's really where we're at with ray tracing as a whole. But I know for sure that there have been many conversations about it internally. Can factions remember what you did? Like when you attack GMB, often will they see you as an enemy? Yes, Smash. We have a so I'm just gonna completely reference Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto has a wanted system. If you do a bunch of bad things, then cops come after you, right? Makes sense. So in our world that we are crafting here, say in this map, if you are in the GMB territories and you start acting up against GMB, you start shooting them in the face and you take all of their stuff and you call them really bad words, then yeah, you're gonna accrue a nasty reputation with them. And so long as you're flying around this area, you come across G&B, they ain't gonna be so nice to you. But then you go flying over into the outlaw territory, and G&B are like, screw that, we're not gonna follow them into the outlaw territory. It's not our turf. We're gonna stay over here. We're gonna do our thing. And you do your thing in outlaw territories. Maybe you do some jobs for the outlaws, and your reputation goes up with them. Who knows? Now, like, everybody sees you as an outlaw. You go back to G&B after things have cooled off, but they're like, nah, you're aligned with the outlaws. We hate your freaking guts. And they're just going to shoot you on sight anyway. So, yeah, we want to explore some persistence and the reputation systems that we are building out. What those specifically look like right now is really hard to say how fleshed out we're going to make it. But we do have this reputation tracker that you can see here. The more jobs you do, the higher up your standing goes with them. Higher up your standing, the more rewards and whatnot you get. So for example, with G&B mining, we are proven with them. If we hit trusted, which is this next pip right here, we'll gain a bunch of copper and ore. Or excuse me, iron? Why haven't we been doing these mining missions? We need that iron. But yeah, you get new items and new abilities are even possible through your partnerships and your reputation. But whenever you do bad things, obviously this is also going to drop. So you even saw probably in the stream earlier where we attacked a G&B frigate and completely destroyed it, and our standing's the same. That's because it just hasn't been implemented yet. So yeah, we want to have those decisions be a bit more meaningful. But we also don't want to get like so super crazy with all the factions and like all the relationships that they have with one another that we're basically building a self-simulated world experience here. It's not like you can follow Jeffrey's ship and see him go to the grocery store, supermarket station, and then head back home. Like we're not doing anything crazy like that. But we do want to have some meaningful decisions be made in the directions that you're taking your actions. Woo! Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and change this over to a new screen. I actually have to prepare it first. Whoopsies! Didn't prepare it. Let me fix that. Let me see if there's any more questions. Repeat a question that wasn't answered before. I'm so sorry. There's a lot of questions that happen. Will changing equipment change the look of your ship? Also, thanks for being honest and frank. Actually, I did respond to that. Basically, what I said is that we will have more to talk about that in the future. So I responded to it. I didn't answer it. That's fair, right? Oh my goodness. But yeah, don't worry. Don't worry. We'll get to it. Okay. All right, I'm done. I'm done with the thing. Let's go ahead and move over to our news segment. Look at that. It's my desktop. Oh my gosh. Fantastic. I want to talk about some concept art that we have to show. Just a sneaky little peeky of Sector 2. So that you guys kind of know what we are looking at and what we're going towards. This is a station in Sector 2. So you can kind of get a little bit of a sense of how the style looks between Sector 1. Kind of zoom in here for you. I can't talk too much about this because I'd probably get in trouble. But yeah, just so you can kind of see the general idea, general scope of what we want to accomplish. And yeah, each one of the systems we do want to have kind of like a more definitive look than the others, right? So it's like we don't want to have them all feeling samey. We want them to be very unique. So you're in Sector 1, you know you're in Sector 1. You're in Sector 2, you know you're in Sector 2, etc., etc. Very similar to EVERSPACE 1, in fact. You know, aside from the procedurally generated skyboxes, but yeah, like they each had their own like respective color in EVERSPACE 1, and here we want to have that specific flair, that specific flavor, and that's kind of what we're going for in the direction. Feels good. Has G&B bigger vessels specifically designed for battles, like a frigate or a destroyer? We have seen some of the new ships that the G&B has carrying around, but we've only seen it in concept art, like this one. This is a G&B carrier, but yes, we've only seen it in concept art. There we go. So they do have stuff designed for defending themselves. They use that terminology very specifically. Otherwise, they'd be breaking the treaties between the Okar and the Colonials. If you don't know about any of that lore, here's a quick recap. Okar's Colonials, they met in the Beltogrades, where the Okar mostly call themselves home, and the Colonials were like, hey, we want to loot everything here, and the Okar were like, no, you don't. So then they got into a really big war, and a lot of people died. It was sad. Then they made a pact that was like, hey, if you let us stick around and mine, we won't fight you. And they were like, okay, but you have to get rid of all your military assets. And they were like, deal. So the Okar now patrol the Beltogrades, known as the demilitarized zone, because it's no longer militarized. Makes sense, right? And the Colonials, all of their military factions have since left the DMZ, except leaving in the GMB, which is entirely Gradient Brunt Mining Corporation. And they're a monopoly, miners that just, they soak up everything that exists in the DMZ. And that also means all the debris left over from the war, which means they happen to also have really big guns. But they're not militarized. Nay, I say to thee, they're all for defense, to protect their assets. Because if the Okar found out that they're actually strong, that would probably be a problem. All right. Perfect. Let's see. What else we got? Should I play EVERSPACE 1 to understand the story of 2? I would recommend it. I'm not saying that because, developer, but EVERSPACE 1 does have a pretty good story that builds up where you start EVERSPACE 2 in. That being said, I will also mention that EVERSPACE 1 is a challenging game. It's a roguelike, and the difficulty curve goes whoop. If you can dedicate yourself to the game, I think at about the 4-hour mark is when it really clicked for me, even. And then the game became so much more. It also meant that I had to replay the story of the game at the 20-hour mark in order to really soak it all in. But I digress. I do recommend it. I am pleased with the results of the story. I also like the gameplay loop. If you're into shooting stuff in space, it's probably for you. If you like roguelikes, even better. Yeah, there you go. All right, we're gonna close this down. How do I do things? All right, perfect. I can do things, guys. Confirmed. All right. I also wanted to show some cool fan art. So first off, these come from the Discord. We have a site for a gallery, for gallery shots that you guys have been doing. And we do have people, it is a closed alpha, as you all know. We do have people who have been still playing the alpha, taking some gorgeous screenshots in the ships that they've been collecting. And it's been really enjoyable for us to see your creativity and your shots and seeing all the colors just pounding out. So you can see here, this comes from Equitas. He's got his fanciful flyer right over here, and he's sweeping out some mines with some really bright, brilliant colors going all over, just painting the screen. And you're going to see a number from Equitas here, in fact. But he's been having a lot of fun building out some really good stuff. This one comes from Jerbango. This is from EVERSPACE 1. He took this photo looking at his TV, and I actually love the graininess effect on it because it makes it look real. I think it comes out really well. You see this little Sentinel. It looks like it's landed on that station, or excuse me, on the trading post. And it looks great. It looks like a shot out of a movie. Really love it. So kudos to Jerbango for that one. Let's see. We also have, we've got, we'll just pull this over here. It's fine. We've also got this shot from the interior of the cockpit, which is completely different now. I think this is really cool to see, really cool to realize, and how much it's changed. This is all fuzzy because of the way that the shot was taken. But think that this one, the progress from the prototype to the alpha, and from the alpha to even the state that I'm showing you guys, it's insane. And I really hope that you are enjoying this process as we go through it together, because that's what really that's what I get a lot of satisfaction out of. This comes from Potato, by the way. We got a couple more. We got Azorka. This comes from an early access shot of EVERSPACE 1. This is EVERSPACE 1. What? Oh my goodness. Also, I am warm in here. Sorry. Woo. But these are swarm fighters. These are Okar swarm fighters. Did you know that they were this detailed? Yeah. Again, that's EVERSPACE 1 screenshot. All swarming around, getting ready to destroy you. You can also see that this was before you could shift the camera angles around, and the ship, the interceptor, is actually right there. So he had to zoom out specifically from the interceptor and took this shot of the swarm fighters. I think that's pretty neat. Pretty neato. So that's a great shot. What else we got? We got another one from Equitas, more of the colors. He loves grabbing these like almost textural qualities that we have. You can see like the interpolation on the reflections and stuff going down as he's clearing out mines. This is still the same collection of clearing out mines. I'd almost want to use this as like a backdrop for my phone. I love it. It's just so pleasant. It's so peaceful, elegant, delightful. What else we got? A couple more. You can probably see. Oh, here's another one. He's got this rainbow effect going on through the explosions. You have to capture it just the right angle. Also, something that I would want to add to like my phone. Some good shots. So yeah, really, really digging the shots that you're all making from the alpha or from EVERSPACE. And also really digging the fan art too. So this comes from Jerbango as well. And he decided to make a Lego Sentinel. It is a little bit blurry. We're gonna have to work on our camera taking skills, okay, Jerbango? But otherwise, your Lego skills are far more impressive than mine, and a kudos to you, good sir. Definitely love the Sentinel that you've been building out here. Sentinel from EVERSPACE 1, and technically also EVERSPACE 2. It's a very similar ship. We got some other angles. We got the front. Enough room for a little Lego pilot, in fact. That's pretty nice. Really good stuff. You can also see the intricacies of Jerbango's hand here. Yes, very nice. I think that this line means you're going to have 2 children. And then we've got this last shot right here. Boom. Seeing a little bit more of that detail work. So good stuff. Really like it. So many pores. Jeez. That's weird. Don't make it weird. But yeah, if you guys do anything with any creative anything, like say you pop open Minecraft and you make a EVERSPACE fighter in there, awesome, send it to us. That would be amazing. Maybe you're playing the what's it called, Space Engineers, and you create like a working ship. Show us. Maybe you know everything about cake baking and like icing topping. Dude, do you know how excited and hungry I would be if you made a cake with an intricate EVERSPACE scene on top? Wow, that would be nuts. I really want to see somebody do that. Like, show us. Share it in the Discord. And maybe if you do something really stinking cool, we might be able to hook you up with something. You know, so just pointing that out. We love our community, and we do give back whenever your skills and abilities excel. In fact, LOL Hype, I think he's in the chat. He is. He actually did a lot of fun little videos and commentaries in between and showed a high-level skill of editing, and he actually created our alpha trailer. I don't know if you knew that. It's a community person. Lil Hype, Too Lameo. He has so many names. He created our alpha trailer. And I also want to point out, we paid him for it. I'm just putting that out there. We didn't rob him of his abilities, okay? Like, if you have a great thing that you do, show us. Because we love this stuff. It's so much fun. It's so freaking cool. All right, and the last one, a very important one. We have to show this one from Aptum41. You're only going to get this if you've played EVERSPACE 1, but oh my gosh, I love this so much. Memes are great. Show us the memes, please. Meme it all. Oh my gosh. You'll make EVERSPACE in your dreams. I like you. Let's not change that. Oh my gosh. Name a character that went through more pain than her. I'll wait. And of course, our boy, Adam Roslin. Oh my gosh. Woo! Guys, it has been a wonderful stream. We only have just a couple more minutes. I know that you have asked a lot of questions, and I probably missed some. But don't let that steer you away. It's not because I'm a jerk and I didn't think that your question was good enough, unless you're Bloodstar. I really just missed your question. So please follow up with us over on the Discord, where you can ask any more questions that weren't satisfied. Go into the AMA selection and you can ask anything and everything to your heart's desire. We will respond as best we possibly can. I also want to point out that we have far more conversations on the Discord than just doing the AMA. We will chat with you to your liking, in off-topic, in general, in EVERSPACE 1 gameplay stuff, where you can share your streams, by the way, EVERSPACE 2 stuff, if you're playing the alpha or you want to talk about components like that. Also, do want to point out that the Discord is not a place to go crazy with your ideas. They are appreciated if you want to start a conversation there, an active conversation, but do note that if you want to elaborate on certain ideas and comments and suggestions, all that type of stuff, please go to the Steam forums for EVERSPACE 2. There is a general discussion. You can immediately start diving in there that anyone and everyone can start talking about. We do have a specific alpha discussion as well that's hidden, but don't let that throw you away. If you're passionate about this, you've seen other people stream it, you come to these streams and you have thoughts, share it in the general. It's totally fine. It's totally cool. All right, guys. I think that's about going to wrap up everything I got. So yeah, I really do appreciate you all coming out, hanging out with us. Cool. Now it's not a black screen. And it's really my pleasure just to be here talking with you guys, chatting it up. Next week, we're going to be doing the same sort of similar thing. We're going to continue exploring the alpha, showing off general gameplay, as well as unique features and adjustments that we were making along the way. I didn't even go through my entire list. Oh my gosh, let me just read this off really quickly. Last little snippet. Here you go. So loads of bug fixes. Home base location is being overhauled. We are working on System 2 currently. Some really good work on the cockpits, which we can't actually show you at this time, but some really good stuff coming that way. We obviously had the in-game menu reworking. The root menu was removed. Tabs tabs are now text instead of icons. Inventory opens as default, so you don't have that wonky go into a site to go to a specific menu. Now you just straight go to a specific menu. The job screens were adjusted. You saw that. Indicators on items that can be spent on perks. Yep. Settings for mouse dead zone at center. That's been adjusted. Setting to activate and deactivate the boost. You saw me access that in the menus. Setting to hide the hit point numbers now has been added in. We're looking at more little toggles that you can add to see more information as you're flying through space. And finally, we updated the light maps. All right. That's it for the moment. We'll have more next week, guys. Seriously, you have been amazing. And I really do encourage you to join the Discord and keep the conversation alive. There's so much more stuff to talk about, so much more stuff to show. We appreciate the audience. We appreciate the support. We appreciate the clapping. It's fantastic. So don't stop being awesome. I won't stop being Eric Schrader, the community ambassador for Rockfish Games. And come join us next week when we have probably something new to show you. All right, toodles. Grindel's got the right idea.